Hello, my name is Hannah Brown. It is September 22nd, 2024, and this is my Module 5 video for SBCE 638. The topic I chose was conditioned reinforcement. According to the BCBA task list, Concepts and Principles section mentions that we should identify and distinguish among unconditioned, conditioned, and generalized reinforcers. I chose today to focus on conditioned reinforcers and reinforcement. I reviewed 3 articles related to conditioned reinforcement. Argueta and Associates in A Systematic Review of Procedures for Establishing Conditioned Reinforcers. Clough and Associates in A Systematic Review of Behavior Analytic Processes and Procedures for Conditioning Reinforcers Among Individuals with Autism, Developmental, or Intellectual Disability. And Madden and Associates in Pavlovian Learning and Conditioned Reinforcement. Within the first article by Argueta and their associates, they identified how critical it is to establish conditioned reinforcers within the treatment of individuals diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder and other related disorders. Due to some preferred reinforcers, such as food, requiring to be limited due to ethical and practical considerations, the establishment of conditioned reinforcers is often critical in the intervention plans for individuals on the spectrum. Identifying procedures for establishing conditioned reinforcers that are effective is essential. In the past, there's been some comparison between procedures such as stimulus-stimulus pairing, response-stimulus pairing, and operant discrimination training. Based on data collected, stimulus-stimulus pairing, response-stimulus pairing, and operant discrimination training were effective in establishing conditioned reinforcers. However, response-stimulus pairing showed the most promise, and therefore was determined to be the default pairing procedure within the study when attempting to establish conditioned reinforcers. Within the second article by Clough and Donna V., research identified within this was a systematic review that included classical conditioning, operant conditioning, and observational learning, as well as comparison studies. Although there were many differences in these studies that were collected, it was determined that no procedure had proved to be more effective than the other. The article did highlight that there is a need for more research to include detailed information on conditioning procedures within the studies. Within the last article by Madden and Associates, they discussed that we should provide effective treatment in therapy, and that is built on the foundation of behavioral principles. This article goes into detail about Pavlovian principles and Pavlovian learning and how they play an important role in conditioned reinforcement. Conditioned reinforcement has long been recognized as an effective clinical practice. This article aimed to identify gaps between findings and basic Pavlovian learning, as well as conditioned reinforcement. The article highlights areas familiar to us, such as language acquisition and token reinforcement, and notes that there is a need to evaluate the principles of Pavlovian learning within applied studies. I'd like to thank you for your time, and please leave your questions in the comments.